Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Great League and let's try to get some wins with this team. We're going to be using the Mandibuzz paired with the Clodsire and the Toxapex in the back. So we are going to switch out into the Mandibuzz and face this Feraligatr. We can tank the first one easily. We're going to fire off our own Dark move. We are going to have the Dark Pulse of choice. They tank it just as well, and looks like we are going to have to fire off a move here. Okay, our opponent does get the move off. We got it low enough that we think we can just farm down with something, so that's why we elected to just let it go. Now we see the Gyarados in the back. This Gyarados here is going to struggle against this Toxapex. We did get the brine to go off. Trailblaze gets used. First one doesn't hurt as much, and now they're going to be ramping up their Trailblaze. Second Trailblaze does a little bit more damage, and the next one will KO, so we're going to have to figure out what do we want to do. We are going to allow this to go through or shield. We decided to just let it go, and now we see the Diggersby in the back. It's not very good for this Clodsire. They're going to shield the first one, ends up being the correct shield. They go for the Scorching Sand. We avoid the debuff, but you can see in the 2-shield scenario, the Diggersby is just going to be able to dominate this matchup, mainly because of how quickly it gets to the Scorching Sand, but also their neutral quick attacks. So this, unfortunately, is just going to be GG's. We're just going to let it go. They go for the bait, but we were going to shield anyways. This is a unfortunate lost cause. So down goes our team. We, in hindsight, needed to get that move off against that Feraligatr, so that was unfortunate. We are going to go for this Clodsire versus Azumarill. A little bit better matchup here. Both of us doing super effective fast move pressure. They're going to build up a good amount of energy. They're going to fire off the Ice Beam, so we can tank that one. Here comes another Sludge Bomb. They know we have Sludge Bomb now. This might get a shield. No shield. They decided to let it go, so we're going to be able to win that lead. Cradily is interesting. We don't necessarily want to switch out quite yet, but we did chip away, so we got a good chunk of damage, roughly 40%. So at least we are able to maybe get it in range of a brine. Let's see if this brine will take it low enough. All right, we get it into the red, and we surely can farm down from here. And now we just gotta see what's in the bag. Ends up being the Toxapex, so they had a similar backline. We're gonna fire off our poison move here, and basically right here we're just forcing them to use some energy. They go for the Sludge Wave, which is gonna take us out. And now we're gonna have the Mandibuzz versus Toxapex in the 2-shield. So this right here, we have only 2 shields, so we might as well use that one there. Dark Pulse gets used. They decide to catch the moves. A nice catch by our opponent. But we're still in the 1-shield scenario, and you can see the health difference. Even though Toxapex is pretty tanky, we are able to get to these moves a little bit faster than they are. Another Brine gets used, and it looks like they're going to have to get to at least 2 moves at this point, while we are already at a move. They have no shields. We fire off the Dark Pulse, and then we're going to be able to get to this Aerial Ace pretty quickly, or the KO. So GG's to our opponent. Even though we had our move caught, that Mandibuzz ended up coming in clutch for us, taking out basically 2 Pokemon, even with some inefficient energy usage. All right, Azumarill again. We have this is okay. We'd rather have the Toxapex on the Azumarill, but you can see they do get our Sludge Bomb to be caught onto their Drapion. They fire off a move, and then we're going to switch out into the Mandibuzz. The Mandibuzz is going to be able to win this matchup because of the health difference when we decided to bring it in. Aerial Ace gets it into low health, and then they're going to switch out into their Azumarill pretty quickly afterwards. Hoping this is Ice Beam. Okay, ends up being the play route. That's still fine, I guess. We're going to go into the Toxapex, the matchup we really wanted. We know there's switch locks, so that's why we were able to go into this matchup here. So we're going to basically force them to use some energy, and then we're going to see if they decide to switch out. There's the switch out. Drapion comes back in, so a lot of ins and outs right now. We take out the Drapion, so that switch was a little bit unfortunate for them. And now we see the Shadow Dripblim. even though these sludge bombs are resisted, they're still doing a chunk of damage, honestly. 2 sludge bombs gets the shadow dribble into the low red, and then we're gonna fire off another sludge bomb onto their Azumarill. So down goes their Azumarill, our big threat. They go for the Icy Wind, and we do catch the Icy Wind. We're gonna fire out this Brine, and even though it's debuff, it is enough to take down that Shadow Dripplin. So GG's to our opponent, able to wiggle out of their they were playing with the switch timer quite a bit right there, flipping in and out, kind of weaving through the situation, but we were just able to get a good alignment. All right, we got the Mirror Clodsire matchup. They get to get the Earthquake first. We know we survive one, so we allow the first one to go through. They know they survive it, so they let it go. And now it comes down to this move right here. We try to catch an Earthquake. We do catch an Earthquake onto the Mandibuzz. Our opponent is over farming. They farm until they get to a move, so we're going to fire off this Dark Pulse versus this Dunsparce. It is dealing some good damage, both charge moves and fast move pressure. However, we're going to be able to get to this second Dark Pulse and trying to get to another one, but we decided to try to catch maybe a Rock Slide. Okay, that's great. And then we are going to throw this Sludge Bomb before they get to their next move. Takes out the Dunsparce. We know that this Clodsire has energy for Earthquake. We let it go. Now we know their energy dry. We can come back in with Mandibuzz, but they actually quick switch out of there into the Annihilate. We luckily have some residual energy to have back-to-back Aerial Aces. Second Aerial Ace does go through, so we get this Annihilate into about the 50% mark, and now we have the Toxapex onto the Annihilate. Will we be able to take out this Annihilate still having a shield left on the board? We're going to throw this Brine to make them make a decision. Are they going to shield or let this go? They decide to shield it. Now we're going to start expending shields because we are trying to race to this next Brine here. Our opponent does elect to over farm, and we're going to expend this last shield. We try to get the farm down, but at the last second, we decided to throw the move, and they threw it right on timing, so a little bit unfortunate right there. Luckily, the Toxapex is going to resist these Poison Stings from this Clodsire, and we are able to get to the Brine for the win. So, well played by us, and ended up being quite a tanky team. Luckily, the Toxapex on honor, and a little bit more bulkier when they were a little bit damaged. Dunsparce versus the Clodsire. They're not really doing a lot of fast move pressure, but they are able to get to these super effective charge moves. We're going to go for this first Earthquake. They decided to let it go, so huge damage. And now it is in range of another charge move. We're going to go for this Sludge Bomb, trying to get a shield. We do get that shield, so that's fantastic. Now we're going to be able to get to another Sludge Bomb here to almost take him out, but we did grab a shield after all that. They go for the Rock Slide, anticipating a switch out, I guess. So that was kind of interesting, but you can see we do have the grip onto the match, and we are able to win that. So check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.